Okay, so on to how we actually program our insertion sort. So once again, I've got my array of numbers. Maybe I should probably be specifying there. It's an array of 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0 to 7 of integer. Now again, one of the issues with Python is that we do need to make sure we are writing stuff out as comments. Things that you'd have to do in Java. So part of the reason I prefer Java is just because you have to do things that won't work in some cases. Anyway, so we're going to take that. Now, what else did I say I needed? Well, I said I needed the sorted index and I need the data. So I'm going to have sorted index. That's set to -1, and I'm going to have the data, which I'm going to set to -1. Now the sorted index actually could start at 0. Doesn't matter, we're going to change it in a bit anyway. And then the data is -1, and both of these are integers. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to repeat through. Now this is already sorted, and we want to go to, again, we'll be using the sorted index +1 a lot. So that means our loop going through all the items is going to be for, let's just say x. I like x for some reason. X in range, and it's going to go from 0 to, once again, the length of length of numbers. And that's going to be -1. Okay, so we want to do it for the number of items in the array, -1. Okay, now sorted index is going to become each time equal to the x. And then the data to sort, the data we're sorting, as we've seen before, is going to become equal to numbers at position sorted index +1. Okay, so we're going to be taking this number and then comparing it against that number. And then as we go on, we're going to take this number and compare it with that one, that one, that one, that one, until we find the correct position on the left. Okay, so what am I saying in that case then? So what I'm saying is, while the data, again, we're going ascending here, so while the data is less than numbers sorted index, then, so let's say if 2, for example, is less than 10, then I want to move 10 into the 2 position. Notice I don't care about moving the 2 around. I'm not swapping it like a bubble sort. So I can just say that numbers sorted index, which is going to be the +1, so this is sorted index, let's say would be 1 here, sorted index +1 becomes equal to the number at sorted index. Then we have to remember to add 1 to our sorted, we have to subtract 1 from our sorted index. Okay, because we're going to be moving down our sorted array. So if this was our sorted array, we'd start with 2, then move down to 10, then move down to 9, and so on. Okay, so we're going to keep moving down until we find its place. When we have found its place, we know that's the end of the loop. So we can say that the sorted index +1 is going to become equal to the data. Okay, so if we, let's say we're moving 2 down, 2 would move to here, and 2 wouldn't move, 10 would move to here, and then 2 would be compared, 9 would move to there, 9, not going to happen, we'd move down, so we've got to the end of the array. So if we get to the end of the array, which is going to be -1, then we want to add to the first item, which is going to be 0, the data. Okay, and hopefully that's going to work. Now, as you've seen there, actually, I've got a bit of an error. So when I get to the bottom of my array, I also want to stop. So I don't just want to check and see if, for example, let's say, what's a decent one? Let's say I had this. It's hard to do when it's not sorted. But let's say I got down to this space and I filled it in. That's fine. I also have to check that the sorted index is greater than -1. So I also need to check that we've not run out of numbers on the left-hand side of the array. Okay, now I think that's us. So the sorted, oh, sorry. That should be the numbers at sorted index -1, +1, sorry, becomes equal to that. Sorted index, And then at the end, I want to print my numbers to see if that works. Now, probably I'm going to have a few errors, I always do. But let's see if it works or not. So let's run it. 2, 6, 7, 9, 10. Hey! Okay, it worked, surprisingly. Okay, so, well, good. So this would be one way that we could do an insertion sort. And we're taking the numbers on the right, and we're basically shuffling them into the sorted array on the left. Hope that helps.